Hello and welcome to MATLAB course. This video will talk about variable assignment. In this video, I am going to talk what the meaning of variable assignment, how to assign a value to a variable, what the rule about the variable names, and how to define multiple variables at the same line. Let's start. So, first of all, let's consider 7 plus 9. We wrote this simple command in the command window. So just type and press enter, and the MATLAB will provide you with the answer, which is 16. But this 16 is the output we need to save in a variable so we can call that variable in the future. And to do so, MATLAB defined for us or stored for us this 16 in a variable called ANS. And he used the equal sign. So he say that ANS and ANS will call in the future answer as like the symbol for us. So the answer for the output was 16. And to store this 16 in that variable, which is answer, MATLAB use equal. So you can think in assignment as an equal operation. So basically, MATLAB stored the output in a variable called ANS, and this ANS is a predefined variable because we didn't say which variable we should store this operation. And please remember this workspace. The workspace is a place where to know what the variable we have. And here we have a variable called ANS, and the value is equal to 16. And if you check here, this is the command history window. And the command history window is the place where any command we write is appear. For example, we wrote 7 plus 9. So we stored here in the command window. So in summary, the ANS is a predefined variable that store the value of any expression that we didn't define the variable for that, or we didn't assign a variable for that. So let's again consider that example. So we said 7 plus 9, the answer will 16. And this stored here in the workspace. Let's write a new expression. For example, if we wrote 20 divided by 5. So the output it is 4. But again, we didn't assign this operation to a variable. So the ANS in this time became equal to 4. So if we check here, ANS is became to 4. And if we check in the workspace, the ANS equal 4. It means that the previous value, which was 16, was removed and replaced with 4. So the new value in the ANS variable, it became 4. And the problem is, suppose that we need both value. We need 16 and we need 4 and we need in other operation. In that sense, to keep the output, we should define in a new variable. Okay, let's check. Here we have 7 plus 9 equals 16, and it was assigned firstly in answer. And then we use 20 divided by 5, and then again this value defined in an answer. So the last value defined in an answer was 4. So if we check here, answer, the last number was 4. And here if we check, we defined a new operation. In this operation, A is equal to 43 divided by 4.5. In that sense, here the output for A, it is equal to 9.5556. And this value is defined here. So now we keep the both output. We keep the A with its value and answer with its value. And of course, all the mathematical or all the expression we wrote, it's saved in the command window, and it's very important. We can call it back again. And let's consider this example. So if we say x equals 3, so he stored now the value 3 in the variable x. And then let's say that x is equal to x plus 6. And of course, this x have a value of 3. So 3 plus 6 is equal to 9. So now he stored 9 inside the x. So now the x have a value of 9. So it replaced 3. And if we say y is equal to 2 multiplied to x, and x, the last value it have is 9. So y is equal to 2 multiplied to 9, so that y have value of 18. And the very important note, the variable must be assigned before used. For example, if we say x equals 3, and then we try to say r, this is a new variable, no problem, is equal to x to the power z. X have a value of 3, but what is the value of z? We don't know. If we try to use variables before assign that variable, we will have the error. Please consider here, y is a new variable, but y is equal to something multiplied to x, and x already defined, so this is no problem. The problem is to use a new variable here without assignment. Use it, not defined. Defined is no problem. So if we say r, this is defined, then this is used. We can't use the variable without assignment. And sometimes we have a mini variable and we need to waste the line in the code and we need to save lines, so we can define multiple variables at the same line. For example, please check here. We say x equals 3 and y equals 5. So at the same time, we define two variables and we use between them, it is comma. So we said x equals 3, comma, y equals 5. So he defined x and y. And then we can use freely. So we said that is a new variable is equal to x to the power y, which means 3 to the power 5. 3 to the power 5, the answer will be 243. And also, we can use the semicolon to suppress the output. For example, when we wrote here x equals 3, comma, y equals 4, MATLAB kind of give us the output and repeat the output for us. So he said x equals 3 and y equals 5. We already know. So if we don't need MATLAB to show that this output for us, we need to suppress and not to show these things for us. So we need to use a semicolon. So please check here. If we say x equals 3 semicolon, after that we put semicolon. So MATLAB doesn't repeat for us this operation. He doesn't say x equals 3. For example, if you write y equals 5, but without a semicolon, so MATLAB reply for us y equals 5. So if we say here, please check this example. If we say x equals 3, semicolon, y equals 5, semicolon, so MATLAB will not show in that case x nor y. And easy we can say that z is equal to x to the power y, which means 3 to the power 5 is the same 2, 4, 3. Let's first check that in MATLAB. Let's go to MATLAB. So if we down that one, and then we open MATLAB from here, or I already open MATLAB. And then, as I showed, if I said x equals 3, enter, the MATLAB will reply for us. It's kind of will shown again this one. So if we say x, please check here. This is the workspace and x equals 3. If I said x equal to 10 and enter, so it kind of, we changed the value for the x. So x, it became 10. If we check here, x became 10. And here we have the output from that. What if we said x equal to 20 and then we put semicolon, enter. In that sense, first MATLAB doesn't give us the echo for that operation. We suppress that. And here the x changed to the 20 value. So, and if you check here in the command window, all the three operation for the x equal 3, x equal 10, x equal 20 is shown in the command history. And also we define multiple variables. We can say that x is equal to, for example, 10 and semicolon, and then y is equal to 3 semicolon, enter. There is no like the echo from that operation. And then we can say z is equal to x multiplied to y, enter, so that z is equal to 30. And if we need to say, for example, another operation, the r is equal to, for example, z to the power x, but we don't need MATLAB to show this operation for us, just use semicolon, enter. Here, the value for r is defined here. So if we write here, so MATLAB will not show this output for us, the echo for us, and just we have the value for the r is shown here. Let's go back to our presentation to check what's the rest. And the question is there any rules for the variable name? Of course, to name the variable, there should be some rules. The first one, this variable must begin with a letter. So we can't start with a number or any other option. It should be a letter. Number two, the variable name can contain letter or numbers, which is 1, 2, 3, or the underscore. This is very important. Remember, letter, number, underscore. Number three, the name of the variable can't contain punctuation or symbol. So we can't use period, comma, or a semicolon. Number four, the variable name can't contain a space. So we can't put space in the variable name. Number five, the variable name length is up to 33 characters. Of course, this is very long, but this is the option we have. So the question is, for example, what if we have a long name? The advice for you, you can use underscore or capitalize the first letter of each word. For example, if I need to say the speed of light, so this is as a variable name, so we can say speed underscore of underscore light, or we can say speed with a capitalize the speed letter, and then of we capitalize, and then light we capitalize. Both are very famous among us, so we can write speed underscore of underscore light, or speed of light with capitalize the first letter of each word. Let's practice. So the question is, which of the following can be considered as a variable? Please pause the video and just check these names, and then which ones could be a variable name and which one can't be. The answer will be, the first one is okay because it started with a letter and the name was in 36 and we didn't use any other like that punctuation or a symbol, and we use a mix between the underscore number and letter. This is okay. The second one here, no, because we use the hashtag. This one, we can't use because it started with a number. It should be started with a letter. And for that one, we use at mark, so we can't use at mark. For this one, it's okay because it's all letter, even if we mix it between capital and small, no problem. And for the last one, we can't use because we use a space between Kyoto city. And additional like tips or rules for the variable name, please, number 6, avoid to use the predefined variable. For example, today we learn about the ANS or the answer, like the predefined variables that MATLAB used to define the operation which doesn't assign to a variable. Or NaN, which is like not a number. Or the by, for example, do you remember the first lecture we take several functions in MATLAB, like the pi or sine, etc. please don't use. And also infinite, I and f don't use. And also about I and j, because this is like the imaginary number, please avoid to use. And avoid to use the keywords which appeared usually in blue. For example, if we write a variable name and this name turn it to blue, this means this is already a keyword in the MATLAB. For example, if you try to write f, just writing f in the command window, it will turn into blue. It means this is a keyword, don't use. If or and or else if or else, please don't use all of these. And for today's example, we talked during the high school the law of cosine. And the law of cosine, if we need to know the length of the side C, we can estimate it from the A, B, and gamma from the law of cosine. So the C square is equal to A square plus B square minus 2AB cosine gamma. And of course, if we know the three sides, it means A, B, and C, and we need, for example, to estimate the alpha. So the alpha in that sense, it equal to cosine inverse to the B square plus C square minus A square divided by 2BC. So to practice, let's do that in MATLAB. It said that in the shown triangle, the A side is equal to 27 and the B is 43 and gamma is 105. And the three required things is first, define these variables, which is A, B, and C in the command window and workspace, define them. And then using the law of cosine, please estimate the length of the side C. And then using the law of cosine, please define the angle alpha. Let's do that in MATLAB. Let's go there. Okay, so now we are in MATLAB. And in MATLAB, we have these like the previous example, but we need to start our example. So first of all, we need to remove all the variables here just for us to have a clear vision. So right click here and select clear workspace. It will remove all the variables from here. And to clear this window and remove all these lines, just write CLC, enter. So you will have here the clear window. And let's start our example. And let's practice what we learned today. So we can say A equal to 27, semicolon, B is equal to 43, semicolon. So we defined multiple variables at the same line, and also we suppress the echo from this operation because we use a semicolon. And for the gamma is kind of a special character we can't use, so we can write as a gamma, which is equal to 105, and then semicolon, enter. If you check now, this workspace is equal to 27, B is equal to 43, and gamma is 105. Now we are correct. So we answered the first question. The second question is, we need to estimate the side C. And if you check the equation here, so the C square is equal to A square plus B square minus something. And we need only C, not C square, so it means that we are going to take the square root of two sides. So it should be square root of these things. Let's write it again. Let's go to MATLAB. And then right here, we need C, which is equal to, it should be square root. And then let's write. It should be A square. And then plus B square minus 2AB, 2 multiply to A, multiply to B, and then multiply to cosine. And cosine alpha, and alpha is degree, it should be cosine d, not only cosine. So it should be cosine d, and then open parentheses, and then write 105, and then close the parentheses, and close the whole parentheses, and press enter. And then we have the value of the side C, which is like the 56.38 something. And the last thing is we need to estimate the alpha. And again, alpha is special character, so we can write alpha, which is equal to, let's check the equation first. Alpha should be cosine inverse, and then b squared plus c squared minus a squared divided by 2bc. And please remember that we need alpha in degree, so it should be like that cosine inverse, it should be a cosine d. So let's write that. So alpha, it will be a cosine d, and then open the parentheses, and then write p squared, and then plus c squared, and then minus a squared. This is the first part. But if I do that and then divide it by something, this is wrong. Because we have some plus in the numerator. And if we have a several operation in the numerator, it is better to use the parentheses for them. Not better, we must use. So in that sense, we should open the parentheses and close the parentheses for them, like that. So let me just emphasize that by giving space. So here, this is, because many students make a mistake for that. This is the numerator, and this is the denominator. For the numerator, once we have like that some operation have a plus, multiply we can't use, but plus we can use. But it's safer to use, once we have some operation in the numerator and denominator, it's better to use the parentheses. So if we go back again here and divide it by several equation, also it's better to use the parentheses, unless we change it every multiplication to division. And then divide it by 2, multiply to b, multiply to c, and then close this one and close the other one, and enter. We will have alpha, which is 27.5521. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you could understand what is the variable assignment. And today we learn many things, including what's the meaning of assignment, how what's the meaning of ANS, it's like the predefined variable in MATLAB, how to define multiple variables at the same time, how to suppress showing that using the semicolon, and how to use it in our like the math classes and other things. That's all. Thank you. Bye bye.